I'm going to have some tactical talk for you, and we're going to do a little bit touching on our life skills. So the life skill, I want to challenge all of you. Right now, you kids are showing to practice. You're putting in the work. I want to challenge you 1 hour a day to do something related to wrestling. Do a workout. Watch film. Study some technique. Jarvis is on flow wrestling. That counts. If any time you spend invested thinking about wrestling, Jeremy's a big shadow wrestling. He might shadow wrestle an hour a day. That's part of what got Jeremy to state. I'll share a story about Jalen. He used to set an alarm on his phone between like 3 and 4 in the morning and get up and do 1,000 push-ups and 1,000 sit-ups. So that way when he put his foot on the line, he knew who he was facing didn't do as much work as him, and he deserved to win. He didn't always win, but if you put your foot on the line with that confidence, that's a dangerous thing. So find a way to do an hour a day. Even myself, I work out an hour a day, and I do film study, break down this technique, all types of stuff an hour a day. If you really want to be good, that's my challenge to you there. Tactic stuff, on your feet, I want to see you working stuff to both sides of the body. I was working with DiMaggio, he did a very good job. Because if I can only attack the left side of the person's body with a right foot lead, then that shuts down half my offense. Once you start going to freestyle, especially Greco, there's not too many techniques. So people are going to scout you. At Fargo, if you leave the same foot every time and you can only throw off that coach in the other corner is going to pick up on it, and they're going to redirect you to where you have to wrestle with this foot forward. Have that happen in the practice room first. I want you to experience every position about 10,000 times before you go on the mat and do it. Nothing that should happen in competition, you should not experience in practice. So put yourself in dangerous positions, get out of your comfort zone, and wrestle places where you're not the best. If you're always good at snatch single, you can take everybody down, hit low singles, hit double legs today, try to go upper body. Push yourself to get to that next level. That making sense to everybody? The second tactics, I watched this happen at the Olympic trials, all the way to the big times. On parterre, you got to be able to defend the bottom stuff. We worked on defending gut wrenches last time. There was a guy who he would get on top. He'd get the takedown in Greco, and he could call for stalling if you come up, but he would just kind of sit there like this. We were watching with the coaches, like, what is he doing? The week before at camp, every time he went to gut that guy, he would get floated or switched. So he was better on his feet, but he was scared to use any parterre. Number one rule, if we can shut down the person's offense with our defense, they can't score. So we're going to be defensively sound and ready to attack. So making sure all your parts are good. That's some Sun Tzu warfare stuff that we'll get into later on. But if your defense is so good, they're scared to attack you, then the ball's in your court. You got the advantage. Everybody understand? Anybody got any questions about that? Anything to add?
Hey, so when someone's on their back, you know how in folk we do like a 1, 2, how we do whatever, we do a count. Do we do that for freestyle and Greco, or is it just when they're on their back, that's a 2 points automatically?
So good question. As soon as you get an exposure, so you don't even need to go on your back all the way, it's 2 points. So actually, Jarvis, you want to come down flat?
Like, what if they're like bridging off their back and they've been bridging off it for a while?
You need to get your shoulders flat for the pin, but it's only got to be 1 second.
Okay.
So there was
But you can't get more than that, that's what I'm asking.
You could, but it needs to be. You need to let them get to a defensible position. So I can't just like keep Jarvis on his back and keep scoring. I need to let him get back to his belly and score again. If you watched Caden Henschel last year, he was doing some really funky stuff at freestyle or Greco, where he was just coming in here. You got to break this 90, and he would just sit you like that for a tilt. Seth Gross was doing some really. He had the wrist and folk style, and he was like tilting people for 2. So I don't need to get them all the way over. I just need to break Jarvis' shoulders to 90. That's an exposure, and I get points. It can also happen neutral. So if me and Jarvis are wrestling neutral, I catch him in a head pinch. I can come through, expose him. I didn't score a takedown, but I got 2 points exposure. Does that help you out, ladies?
Yes, that works.
Oh yeah, it works on feet to back. And the pin, as soon as your shoulders touch, it needs to be this long. That's it. The ref's going to look. There's 3 judges. The ref on the mat goes like this. If the table confirms it, you're pinned. Tech fall is 10 points, so it can happen fast. You get a 4-point takedown into a gut wrench, you can end the match in 1 move. It's easy to come back too. In the semifinals of state, Jalen was down 8-0. He tech-fouled that kid 20-8. Point score fast, it's exciting, so just start to think of some of this tactic stuff. You got anything for him, Matt? All right, great job today. Let's get a breakdown about these mats.